in your relationship. Thank you for coming to my page, Stay at Home, Slay at Home. I'm Crystal. And I just wanted to discuss an issue right now that women are having. And it's across the board, but more specifically, I want to talk about in our relationships. Now, I know a lot of you won't want to hear this, and you'll probably get pissed off while watching this video. So that most likely means that it applies to you. And this message also applied to me too. I recognize that there were issues within me and my relationship, and I was actually the problem in our relationship. So I want to just bring this out because I know a lot of other women probably need to hear this as well. The issue being accountability. We don't want to hold ourselves accountable for our shortcomings, and we don't want to hear that we are lacking in some sort of way, that there's a problem that we need to address. And this mindset is going to continue to hold us back. Unfortunately, there aren't really many role models that we have to look up to now, especially mainstream, to see how to hold yourself accountable as a woman in your relationship, how to be feminine in a relationship. And we'll probably have to look back at our grandmothers for that example, maybe even a generation or two prior to that, because any generation after our grandmothers was most likely affected by the feminist movement. And if you don't have any women to go to as an example, you need to look at and listen to the men that are putting this information out there for us to digest. Regardless, even if you do have a woman to look up to, listen to the men, because they're ultimately going to tell you what they want, what they're looking for, and hold you accountable to build yourself up, and they will help you along the way. But you have to be receiving of the information that they're putting out there. You have to excuse me, be willing to listen to your faults, swallow your pride, take in what they're saying, and make an adjustment, especially if you've been hearing this from more than one person. And that's exactly what I had to do. I had to take a look at myself in my relationship because it was failing at one point and I was the problem. So my husband was patient enough to actually work with me. And because of that, I was able to get him back, our relationship, and our connection back. For instance, now this is kind of not off topic, but employment. For now, I don't have to work because I'm taking care of things elsewhere. He takes care of everything 9 to 5 related. So there's a balance though. Like, we complement each other and we know that things are still going to work out. He's willing to do that and allow me to go off and take care of things elsewhere and still bring it back to the house, still contribute. Trust me and respect me enough. He also knows that he has a feminine woman who doesn't have an issue with stepping back and having him be a man, having him feel like a man as well. A lot of women will see that as weakness. They'll see being feminine, being submissive to a man as weakness, and that's not the case. It takes strength to be submissive and feminine. You have to be strong in order to pull something like that off. So the point that I'm making is all around just getting back to being accountable in your relationships and being feminine. There is an art to being a woman and we have to study it. We have to get back to that place. My husband's needs are taken care of, and because of that, I'm taken care of. There are men that want to hold us, or require more of us. They should require more of us. Oftentimes we want to get so much from them, but give so little in return, and it can't be that way. It doesn't work that way. So if you want to get your man back or get a man and keep one, you need to know how to conduct yourself as a woman, not being masculine, um, and not having him turn and be effeminate. That isn't the role. That isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm not trying to assume my husband's position, and he's not trying to step into my arena and assume my position. It's not going to work. So, requiring more of us is necessary. A master's degree, a PhD, security clearances are all great, but that is ultimately not what they're looking for. All right, so that's basically what I wanted to address in this video. If you like this message, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button and your comments. I definitely want to hear or see what you have to say. So drop your comments in the comment section. And until next time, have a good one.
What do you mean?
There you go.
No, what? No,
I mean, you say there's certain things that you're not gonna do.
can't do the dress, man.
So he's a comedian. He used to be on the Star. What's the thing called with Tyson Neil deGrasse? The Star or something. He was the first comedian before he replaced him with another black one. But Godfrey, he's good at voiceovers. He does Donald Trump very well, Steve Harvey very well, and a bunch of others. But those stood out to me. So he was letting Shannon Sharp know, like, yo, listen, man, I didn't care to do the movie thing, sitcom thing too much because there's certain things I just won't do. And Shannon Sharp said, like what? So he got him said. So he was like, I can't do the dress, man. So he is, I believe, African from Nigeria. I believe it's Nigeria.
I can't wear the dress.
They try to put you in a dress?
Man, I've been I've had auditions where I'm like, let me just see what the character description. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, I'm good. Nah, I'm not. I mean, you can save it for somebody else, but I don't really feel comfortable doing that. That's just me.
Right.
That's
To each
all.
his own.
To each his own. And
Right.
you know, if they want to do that, they do. I ain't that good of an actor.
The cookout.
The cookout was cool. That was cool. Clean the teeth.
All right, so I just want to point that out. Yeah, so it looks like there is indeed an agenda for Hollywood and black men in dress. Like they're really trying to make black men be spokesperson for like trannies, drag queens, and all this other weird stuff going on. Hollywood, they're like hell bent on making black men the spokesman for this alternative lifestyle for men, sexually. You know, it's crazy that if you thumb your nose up to same sex relationships, right, between men, if you're a heterosexual man, you thumb your nose up to that, you'll be ridiculed. And it's like, why can't I thumb my nose up to your sexual preference? For example, I, unbiased sports, am not a feet person, right? But I got friends who are like crazy about feet. I thumb my nose up to that too. So can the people who got feet fetishes, there's a lot of them, can they say, hey, unbiased, you are feet phobia? So, I mean, these are sexual preferences. Like we have the right to, humans have the right to object to a sexual preference that we believe is weird. Some guys love anal. A lot of men will thumb their nose up to that and say, hey, those guys are weird. Some guys like really huge breasts and they like to do things with the breasts, right? Sexually. People find that weird. Some guys like to get head. Some guys from different backgrounds find that weird. Is it Jamaicans? I think is it Jamaicans that was it Jamaicans? I feel like, yeah, like going down or at least going down. I don't know about head, but like I think they're really against like going down. They think that's weird. They thumb their nose up to these sexual preferences. Some men like to use their fingers down low, like myself. Other men find no pleasure in that. Like, yeah, that's weird. And am I gonna say, hey man, you anti? You dig? Some people like to eat up the anal. Okay. That's the sexual preference. And some people find that weird. So when you put all these sexual preferences in a broad scope like that, it kind of, in my opinion, takes away from the absurdity of people who are against particular sexual preferences. So for a person to be anti-homosexual acts, homosexuality, they should be put in the same light as the same brother or the same sister who's against anal or against feet or against these other things. Some guys love kissing. Some guys love using their mouth for the breasts, right? And people find that weird. You dig? And are we gonna create a movement and cancel them because they object to their sexual preferences that is found weird? So same sex, feet sex, breast sex, oral sex, all anal sex, all these things can be considered weird depending on the person looking at it. And are they the bad guy because they like it the regular way? The way that make me okay. So out of all those preferences I listed, only one naturally produce babies. So the person who does it the way it results in natural pregnancies, they are considered the weird ones. And everybody else that do sexual acts that cannot result in a pregnancy, a baby, that's considered like the new norm. All right, so I don't want to play too much from Shannon Sharp show, but they are serious over there. They will flag you. All right, so let me go to the next video. I gotta play some Kevin Samuel because I got him busting up a woman who contradicted herself. She's like really unfair with her standards.
Well, the only reason why I mentioned people's actions is because you yourself
Yeah, so
exclusively
Nigerians don't go down. I think Jamaicans don't either. Like, especially ones from the country. So, but are they to thumb their nose up to the ones that do and make it big because they really despise it and they think it's disgusting. But what they say, I forgot what I was told. They don't put their mouths where I don't know. It was like some weird reason, but they are highly offended by such a thought. Are we to cancel them? See, it's weird. They pick and choose like which sexual preferences should be you should be ridiculed or in others you shouldn't. All right.
black, yet you're one of the biggest scammers in our community. It's been 12 years that you still haven't.
Why you do me like that? Why you do me like that, bro? Oh, man.
And Umar's not gonna like me because I believe that you can date who you want to date, just don't be a coon. And we regard Frederick Douglass with high esteem, and he married a white woman at the end of the day. So I look at a man's actions more so than who he dates.
To your point that we can marry who we want and not be a coon. How is not building a family with a black woman? How can you be exempt from cooning? How are you not a sellout if you're giving white people that type of wealth?
What did this man just say? How can you be exempt from cooning if you're marrying a white woman? Third, did you just inadvertently call Frederick Douglass a coon? You're basically saying it's impossible to not be a coon and marry a white woman. Sir, Frederick Douglass married a white woman.
I want to clarify the Frederick Douglass piece. You're absolutely right. About a decade before his death as an old man, he married a white woman. But let's not forget about Queen Mother Anna Murray Douglass, who he was married to for nearly 50 years, who gave birth to all 5 of his children, who helped him escape from slavery to freedom, and who ran the Underground Railroad in Rochester, New York during his absence. I'm only bringing that up because we talk about the white woman so much that a lot of our children don't know. Frederick Douglass had a dark skin.
This motherfucker is deflecting like a bitch-made nigga. I said, hey, Frederick Douglass, he married a white woman. Well, you see, he did marry a white woman, but we got to remember he married a black woman first, and he was with a black woman, and she was such a good black woman, and remember, he married a black woman first. What are you talking about? So it's cool to marry a white woman if we marry a black woman first and then leave her? What is he talking about? Deflecting in its finest.
About a decade before his death as an old man, he married a white woman. But let's not forget about Queen Mother Anna Marie Douglas, who he was married to for nearly 50 years, who gave birth to all 5 of his children, who helped him escape from slavery to freedom, and who ran the Underground Railroad in Rochester, New York during his absence. I'm only bringing that up because we talk about the white woman so much that a lot of our children don't
Yeah,
know.
this guy just
Frederick
contradicted the
Douglass
hell out of
had a
himself.
dark-skinned, chocolate, beautiful, nappy-headed wife. So I want to make sure Anna Marie Douglas gets her due. Now, to your point that we can marry who we want and not be a coon. How is not building a family with a black woman? How can you be exempt from cooning?
What did this man just say? How can you be exempt from cooning if you're marrying a white woman? Sir, did you just inadvertently call Frederick Douglass a coon? You're basically saying it's impossible to not be a coon and marry a white woman. Sir, Frederick Douglass married a white woman. So
Yeah, he like contradicted. Like he just talked in circles, and like people who support him blindly just thought that made the most sense ever, and he just really called Frederick Douglass a coon.
got this man so pressed. I got him so bent out of shape. I was the only one to call in and challenge his rhetoric. And he's calling Frederick Douglass a coon right now. Y'all peep game. He said, how is it possible to marry a white woman and not be a coon? Frederick is rolling in his grave.
To your point that we can marry who we want and not be a coon. How is not building a family with a black woman? How can you be exempt from cooning?
Wait a minute. You can't say blood because I guess they don't date virgins. They don't date virgins, and they damn sure ain't doing a red light special. Yeah.
If you do not build family with black woman.
So by your own rhetoric,
Yeah,
it's
I think it
okay
was
if we
blood.
marry a white woman as long as we marry a black woman first.
No, you should not be marrying a white woman at all.
Okay, so now that goes back to the question. So Frederick Douglass, he messed up when he married that white woman for however long he did. That was a poor decision by Frederick Douglass. Is that what we're saying?
If the salvation of the African people rests,
he said, wait, what did he say? We shouldn't marry a white woman unless we marry a black woman next.
on the shoulder.
As we marry a black woman first. So by your own rhetoric,
it's
it's okay if we
I got
marry
it backwards. So Frederick Douglass, he ended with a white woman. I'm thinking, for some strange reason, I'm thinking he started off with a white woman, then ended with a black woman. Yeah, so that would give Frederick Douglass, that'd be more to Umar's argument if that was the case, but it was reversed. Frederick Douglass tried the black woman out, felt like they weren't. We had so much in common. What's that song with Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown? Like they didn't have much in common like that, so he went and found him a white woman who had more in common with him, and he. Okay, yeah, so it's okay to marry a white woman if we marry a black woman first. And I'm like really shocked Umar Johnson ain't really think this out. I'm really shocked he didn't think this one out, that he wasn't prepared for somebody to ask about that issue. Like you're so against interracial relationships, especially with white women and black men or black women and white men. Why haven't you thought out Frederick Douglass' dilemma and then make it make sense in your mind? Like he was just so caught off guard with this.
white woman
with black woman.
So by your own rhetoric, it's okay if we marry a white woman as long as we marry a black woman first.
No, you should not be marrying a white woman at all. If the salvation of the African people rests on the shoulders of the African family, do we not have an obligation to be with our own women?
Interesting. And I believe that you exclusively date sisters, right?
Yes. And
Bro,
what about
that really didn't address his question. It was like, bro, like you're naming your school after a guy who went against your core principles in relationships. I mean, he got his name is first, and you claim that's a distant cousin. Like, dude, like he's not the best example of same relationship marriages, same race marriages.
And I slid in there, and I understand that you exclusively date sisters, right? Why is it so important for me to confirm whether or not he solely dates sisters? You'll see in just a moment, but I got his confirmation.
Argument. Women on average outlive their husbands. So when we transition, if we married a snow bunny, is she going to use any of your wealth to empower the Black community after you're gone? How are you not a sellout if you're giving white people?
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I mentioned people's actions is because you yourself exclusively date Black, yet you're one of the biggest scammers in our community. It's been 12 years and you still haven't.
Why you do me like that? Why you do me like that, bro? Oh man. Oh, we was going good till Michael went a little left.
Mike, come
Mike
on.
went a little left.
I thought the brother was a good brother.
Yeah, and, you know,
As soon as I called this man a scammer, as soon as I referenced it's been 12 years and still no school,
People,
this man immediately looks to the host, then starts nervous laughter as if to tell the host, hey, you got to drop him down right now. And then he starts rubbing his thigh in a very nervous manner, trying to, I thought you was a good brother, Mike. I thought you was such a good brother. Mike, why you gotta do me like that, Mike? Why you gotta do me like that, Mike? You mean your bitch ass can gossip about who's dating who for hours on end, but as soon as somebody
it.
mentions you
Don't do me like
scamming with
that.
that school long con, oh, it's get him over. Oh, I thought you was a good brother. I thought you was a good brother, Mike. Why?
I just don't see why he just can't say, like I said last night, late last night, when I was live late last night with part one, why he just to take all the pressure off himself, just say, hey, man, this school thing, I'm going to complete it. I'm not going to give up. And we're near finishing, but it was a lot more than what I expect. It's a lot of politics here, which, because this is what Umar believes. People stamping, people got to certify that and inspect, and you got to wait on people. This ain't like a house where you just build a house, have somebody inspect it, fire people come through, and it's up and running. There's so many like things that got to be like connected, and a lot of times they could procrastinate and make you wait way longer than what it is. And I believe some of that is going on with my school, but but also I'm responsible for just being in over my head with this project. But I'm only in over my head because I really can't trust Black people. I had some contractors and they did me dirty, took the money and ran. You see, so that's why I'm kind of like just doing it myself, because inviting other people, they might derail it. They might, I rather, and if it fails, those guys won't be blamed. I will. So that's why I'm just like full hands on, but it's very hard. I ran into a lot of roadblocks, a lot of learning going on, and man, at least I should write a book how to do it the right way the first time. Something like that. Why he just couldn't do that? That means he's taking accountability for why the school isn't brought to fruition 1,000 years later.
Don't me like
In 12 years.
Why you do me like that?
I played yesterday. I remember when he was addressing the school, and he felt like the mayor and them like derailing his attempts to produce the school, have it functioning. He rubs on his legs. So I see like he rubs on his legs when he's not confident.
You do me like that, bro. Oh man.
Presley Valentine.
Was raised, what the people gave, all kinds of people gave. How much was raised, and what's the status of that?
$700,000, and the status is we're still looking for a school, and the status is my start date for FDMG will be 8/21/18, or if at all, it may be delayed to 8/21/19, which is the anniversary.
Okay, so he said 2018, or at the latest 2019. That's what he said.
Of the Nat Turner War.
God. Every man should date a Black woman. Look at him now. He like, nah, I date everybody but a Black woman. That's young Pharaoh. And then Brother Polite was on that Black woman's guy. Then you start to see in his little polygynous relationships, he started to add some questionable ethnicities to the marriage household. So the ones to go interracial be the main ones promoting this whole, stick with your own. And now wait till I give you some facts, because we're talking about accountability, and now we're talking about interracial relationships, because Umar brought that up. That's so big. It's a big deal for him. But we're going to really find out what group of people in this country, what race of people, what sex of people in this country who don't date out. We're gonna see who's the most relationship I can't even say the goddamn word. Interrelationship marriages, intermarriages. We're gonna see who's the most anti that, and it ain't gonna be black men or black women.
School coming, we pushing, brother. We pushing. Black mother. You know what? At the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I'm gonna have a Super Soaker water gun. At the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I'm gonna have a Super Soaker water gun. Invented by a black man, by the way. Invented by a black man, by the way. Invented by a black man, by the way. I'm gonna have a Super Soaker water gun. And if any black mother walks into the doors of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Pan-African Excellence in your pajamas, I'm telling you now, if you walk into my school in your pajamas, I'm a Super Soaker your ass from head to toe. And I'm gonna make sure I mess your hair up, your weave.
Stop this. This is not about Umar Johnson and school, but it is about accountability. All right, so now let me bring your attention over here. Okay, remember, it's about accountability, so I gotta go here.
And they want to, okay, now I realize I have a problem, but in a year, I want to have a rich husband. You don't get to make that choice. You got to work the plan. You got to work the program.
I've done a lot of work.
Are you in a healthy place?
I am, actually.
All right. So, and you said you were married to a 29-year-old. What you guys are hearing is she's not in a healthy place because of the deception,
5
the
years.
vagaries.
So she's 26 years old. She's married to a 29-year-old, and I think they have one kid.
So you've been divorced less than 3 years?
Yeah.
Wait, let me see. I ain't missed that part.
Less than vagaries. So you've been divorced less than 3 years?
Okay, so now she's divorced. Wow, I missed this part. So in less than 3 years, she's divorced already. She got married, now she's divorced, and I believe she's single. Yeah, she definitely got a kid. Okay, so now she's divorced. All right. Okay, and her standards was unbelievable. By the way, earlier in this conversation, she wanted a man who makes, and it wasn't okay. So the amount of money she wanted a man to make was a little high, 100,000, but that wasn't the problem. The problem is the lifestyle she wanted to live with the man making 100,000. Kevin Samuels pointed out it's not possible. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. She wanted to be Diored up. You dig? Birkin this, Birkin that. He like, yo, you think 100,000 means 100 million?
Yeah.
Okay. Any children?
When?
Let me go ahead and say this again. Guys, there's no need to say men stay away from these kind of guys because I'm not trying to be insulting to you guys. But these women want guys in the top 10%, top 5%. If you're not in that area, you don't have to.
So let me just say this. So in comparison, pretty much what I get from this is that he's pointing out women's standards are unreasonable. They're single. They're not getting married. They are, a lot of things going on because they're looking for a man who's like really a phantom man. And like the comparison I could give is like a man looking for the top 10% of women, like looking for a Beyonce type looking woman. You dig? Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. It's like, you're waiting on that. You dig? So if you could just like twist the roles, how would you look at men if they were all looking for a Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce type of looking woman? Can you imagine that? Like, but not just looking, but want like status behind it, because don't forget, like these men making 100 grand and better, they're not broke guys. So imagine like men staying single, unwed, no kids, because they're looking for a Cardi B type looking woman. Like, forget about her actually being Cardi B. Let's just say she looks like Cardi B, but she's not Cardi B. Dude, even that you're not getting. because she feel like she can snatch up a guy making 100 grand or better. Why the hell would I settle with you when everywhere I go, people give me the world? So, but that would be the equivalence of a guy staying single with these unrealistic dreams of meeting Cardi B or Cardi B type of looking woman, and he's going to stay unwed and unmarried, unwed and, you know, single until he finds one. Like, we would say, dude, stop it. Okay. These are far and beyond, far in between. Like, stop it, bro. Like, dude, it's okay to get an average looking woman.
Stay away from them. They stay away from you. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. You don't need to keep trying to beat up on somebody or that ain't looking for you, and vice versa. Boy or girl?
He's a boy.
Oh, I hope she ain't say
God
dang.
You're gonna have a lot of problems.
Really?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
How old is he?
Yes.
No.
I don't care how attractive you are. Your background, ma'am, is messy.
What if I don't tell anybody though?
You hear?
This woman had.
I heard this on Kendra G. I heard a woman with like 10 had like 6 different baby daddies and all these kids, and she said the same thing. Like when she's looking for, you know, or when she was doing her dating profile, she didn't want to tell about how many kids she had, I think it was. And Kendra G was like, she's like, nah, it's none of their business. She was like, I will tell them after we date. So Kendra G was like, yeah, but a guy want to know that. He might not date you. You know, that's like, again, that goes back to what if a guy said, don't worry about where I work at and what I do for a living. Hey, just you'll know that after we date. I think a woman wouldn't really appreciate that. Or a woman, like, what if he said, hey, don't worry about if I'm single or not. You'll find out after we date. I don't think a woman would appreciate that. Okay. Or don't worry about if I'm married or not. Let's just go on a date. And turn out you dated a married man who's not planning on getting a divorce. He just wanted a quick date.
Privilege, and she was really shocked when I told her she was gonna have a lot of problems. Why? Why am I gonna have any problems? You see how pretty I am? I'm 5'5", 5'6", 120 some odd pounds. I'm a 9 or a 10 in the face. I mean, I'm very feminine sounding. Everywhere I've gone, people have told me how pretty I am. Pretty women don't have problems. But she was legitimately surprised when she heard somebody in the category of man that she would want tell her, no. That's the difference. I may not be her kind of guy, but I'm in the class of men she's talking about. And the class of men she's talking about, she has no idea who they are. She just knows I want their money and their resources and their abilities. Their abilities for me to not have to work. That's what she says.
Yeah. And, you know, apparently she didn't want to be on camera, but apparently she's like very attractive in Kevin Samuel standards, because she's definitely thin. He likes thin ones. So she's definitely thin on the thin side. She like a dime. But he's saying, hey, that's not enough. So she ain't Cardi B looking because she's thin. She ain't Beyonce, and she probably Beyonce in the face, but she's not really Beyonce everywhere else. And she damn sure ain't Nicki Minaj. So can she attract a guy with these high standards? Let's see. Let's see what her ex-husband did.
People aren't stupid, especially the kind of men you're talking about you want, and it makes you a horrible person. See, a person who's gone through therapy would not say that. A person who's in a healthy mind space would not think to try to deceive somebody.
Well, I mean, no one wants to know your whole life story, though. Like
We're talking, we're talking about people who, no, ma'am. So the only people we've been talking about is the kind of men that could provide for you and put you in a home and take care of you.
Mm.
But the real answer is, yes, my background is messy. No, the work's not done, but I want what I want. So, yeah. I would say the work's not done because that's not a healthy thing to say. That's a predatory thing to say regarding another person. I'll just lie to him
Right.
about my background. You gonna lie to him about your kid too?
No, I was just saying like just don't put it all on the table. Like,
Well,
just
you may about put it on the table
right
on the
there.
first date, but it has to come out. See, you are who
Oh,
you
well,
are.
yeah.
You are who you are. And the kind of men you're talking about did not get there by luck. High earning men, wealthy men,
So she's starting to open up a little more
successful
about her
men
personal
didn't
life.
get there by luck.
This
See,
is gonna get crazy.
that's why I started at the beginning. Do you even know how much money it would take? In my video catalog, I have a video that I did years ago. It's called Pretty Rich. Are you pretty rich? And the concept is this. Some women are so pretty that they have wealth in social currency. Pretty women are rich, meaning you and I have to go work to become million, 6, 7-figure men. If we're not athletes or entertainers, you or I have to go really, really work, provide value to the world, and then get compensated. To be a $5 million a year earning man, that makes you in the rich category. And all it takes for a woman to land one of these guys is to be pretty. Ergo, she's pretty rich. So I call women, she's pretty rich. I don't call it pretty privilege. Pretty rich is what I call it. And you don't, which is kind of troubling because I wonder how you're even living with a child. I mean, are you?
There we go.
You got 2 years of college, an associate's degree.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
How are you living in California?
Well, I mean, technically, I'm technically not. I just didn't want to put like where I am. So, you know.
I don't. But I mean, are you living? Are you in your own place?
I am. Yes.
Are you paying the rent there in full yourself?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Uh-oh.
And is your son? I'm going to say it one time. If you come in here and say something dumb like this last person I just banned from my channel, I won't say your name. I will just ban you outright. Simple.
Wait, let me see
Right.
the comment.
Come in here and say something dumb like
see the comment.
they're in full yourself.
Yeah.
Living. Are you in your own place?
I am.
Hold on. Is this person Bat? I see he's also very perceptive. Yeah, okay, it's Bat. I was confused about what I was watching for a good 10 minutes. Okay, so it's Bat. So Bat said, I see he's also perceptive. And then, okay, so it's Bat. The name
Are you
Bat.
paying the rent there in full yourself?
Yes, I am.
All right. And is your son? I'm going to say it one time. If you come in here and say something dumb like this last person I just banned from my channel, I won't say your name. I will just ban you outright. Simple. If you're a woman and you come in here saying, who hurt you? Your mama black. We give birth to any of the same old, you're in the wrong place. You don't know where you are. Somehow you stumbled over into a more intelligent conversation than your brain is capable of processing. That's cool. Go back and read, do the homework, get up to expect us to slow down where we are because. All right.
Yeah, it was Bat.
And is the father in the kid's life?
Yes.
And are you getting alimony or just child support?
Child support.
All right. So all that is a mess. Your child is young.
How old?
There's not enough hotness
Did she say
to
3?
overcome young child from a divorcee.
Oh yeah, now you see these tabs right here? Yeah. We're gonna get into divorce, homes with children, how to affect children, single parent homes. We're gonna get into that. Okay, so just keep in mind that he pointed out that Black women specifically, above all women, they find divorce, becoming divorcee is more shameful to become a baby mother. It's like that was something interesting that he pointed out during his reign. That was very interesting. I never knew that. Never even asked the question, but that's what he uncovered. But other nationalities, they don't look at being a divorced woman a bad thing. They don't look at being a divorced man a bad thing. They look at it, hey, I got married, it didn't work out. Hey man, he wasn't for me. That's how they look at it. But black women, they seem to look at that as something shameful, to be a divorced woman. So, but those other women, those other non-black women, they look at being a baby mother, an unwedded mother. They look at that as being shameful. And as we can see, black women have no problem being a single parent. They brag about it. Okay, so that was something interesting that he eventually uncovered.
With your background, there are other women who are as hot or hotter than you that have none of that. That's number one. Number two, there are other women out there who were raised to be a wife who have none of that. See, that's one of the things that when you don't put she never did she said, I'm not good at math. I don't doubt that. You're pretty rich. So she never had to run the numbers, realizing that, yeah, I'm pretty, but there are other women out here just as pretty or prettier than me who don't have all this complex background and who were raised to be the wife I say I want to be. See, it's like musical chairs, but you forgot how to play musical chairs. You don't have a chair. That's why you're going to end up not having a seat when the music stops.
Thank you.
3, there are other women out there who at least understand what the man on the side of the table that you want to come take care of you and another man's child would have to do to make that happen. In effect, you want a fairy godfather.
1 second, I gotta trick him out of this juice. Okay, come. You want juice? Juice? Okay, go sit down. Come sit down. Come. Get juice. Come. Sit down. Get juice. Get juice. Come. Get juice. Juice. Sit down. Get juice. Get juice. Sit down. Get juice.
What you want. Okay, you don't like the words, but that's really what it is. Because you don't know who he is. He's just a genie.
Okay, I can't really hear.
What do you do for a living?
Let me turn my volume up.
This is where it gets deep.
And I do nails on the side.
This is where it gets deep. So for the woman who came in here, anyway, this is where it gets deep because this is where it gets real. Whether she was in California or not, she's on the West Coast where it's expensive to live. I need you guys to understand something. She is 26 years old with a 6-year-old son. And how she provides is she is a receptionist and she does nails on the side. That's important. If she were not pretty, what would life likely look like for a woman with an associate's degree on the West Coast who had a 6-year-old boy who was a receptionist and a part-time nail technician? So, you ready for this?
I don't know. I sure. I mean,
well, a receptionist and nails on the side. That's not enough to even provide for one person in California, if that's where you live. and you have a child,
Mm-hmm.
it means you can't take care of yourself.
Okay.
Is
I
that
mean, I do, but okay.
okay? How do you make enough money to take care of? Oh, did you hear that when I said, you couldn't take care of yourself? She pushed back, but I do. She actually believes, with all of the aid, subsidies, and support she gets, that she is actually capable of taking care of herself. Now, ma'am, I don't have to know you specifically, but I know one thing. You have no skills. And with
Yeah, so this is the thing. All right, so she want to be a stay-at-home mom. She want a guy 100,000. Again, there's nothing wrong with your preference, right? So nobody's telling you can't shoot for the stars. Just like the guy waiting on Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, you dig? Jennifer J-Lo, Kim Kardashian. Nobody can't tell him he can't wait on her. Just like if you're playing a lottery, same thing. You playing a lottery, you got the same shot at dating Kim Kardashian. You dig? No, nobody can't tell you, hey man, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, whatever they can, but nobody can't tell you, oh, okay. But nobody can't tell you can't shoot for that. Hey man, one day Beyonce gonna divorce Jay-Z, and I'm gonna stay single so I can put my bid in. Brother, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I don't advise that, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I'm not gonna tell you not to do that. Like I said, I wouldn't highly advise that, but you're a grown man, you can do what you want to do. Just like the woman, you want to wait on this guy making 400 grand? Go ahead. Oh, let me check my audio. I guarantee you my audio is low. Okay, it's good. Okay, so he kind of like exposed her a little bit because she was acting like she could hold it down financially at her home, and a side nail tech, along with a receptionist, that's not gonna do it. So now she think about it. She's a damn near dime, and she's a receptionist. So that's like killing her. Because those guys at the job trying to hit on her, highlight her, and she looking like, dude, if you ain't get away from me, I'm trying to get a guy who won't think about working here.
now, child support, alimony, whatever benefits you get from your ex-husband's situations, you could not afford to live and have a child yourself without the child support.
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, where do you live? Because this makes no sense. But go ahead.
Well, I don't want to give up my location.
I don't care, ma'am. What do you think? I've got why? You called into it. Hold on. Hold on. Let's understand. You called into my show. Ask me questions that you're not paying for. Don't play with me. I don't have no need to know who you are or where you're at. It's not that serious.
I know.
But what I'm trying to understand is whether or not you're telling me the truth. And there's holes in this story. Are you in the Bay Area? That's all I need to know.
No, I'm not. I'm in a small town.
All right, but it's still Northern California. I need you guys to pay attention.
Yep.
Man, I want to make this abundantly clear. This woman did not get raised by a man or a red pill father. What do we as men expect women like this to know? We can't expect them to be on the same level we are. But they exist in the world, guys. And just like I was saying on the other day,
this is why any woman that is perceived to be a 9 or a 10, any woman that looks at herself and being at a 9 or a 10, any woman that a lot of men tell her that she's a 9 or a 10, I stay away from her. Romantically, friendship wise, anything other than business and casual conversation, I will stay away from you. Because there's a term airhead that we associate to them. It's because like No, that's it. Go ahead. Their reality, their reality on life is like so like far fetched because like a lot of things that given to them, they like really feel privileged and entitled to like undeserving things. Thank you.
Going to have to learn how to navigate the world with the people that are out there. She has some issues, some things that I don't like, but that does not mean she's a throwaway person. No more than guys over here who have issues are throwaway people. See, you better. I will say things as me. You better be real careful about the lack of intolerance.
Thank you.
That you just throw at people in general. That's just a personal standpoint. You can do what you want to, but extreme people tend not to have broad networks.
What's good, Keenan?
You may feel righteous. You may feel superior. But you tend to be very small in your network.
People who, I'm really on black people net as a whole, because we have a thing where we don't like to be held accountable for obvious things. Obvious things that we are responsible for. Like, we don't want to be told we're the reason why something happened. So I'm talking about everything. Single parenthood, I'm talking about dating, talking about building a school that never came to fruition. I'm talking about a whole bunch of things.
No, it's not California. I just threw that out there. Like
All right, so you're fucking lying to me.
I'm not lying to you. Like,
all right, you have one chance. You have one chance to go ahead and tell me where you are. I don't play games, man. And she didn't think she was lying because she was lying by omission, but it's lying. Tell me where you are, the area, or get off my fucking phone. Seriously, I mean, you're too old to be doing this stuff.
So she lied about living in Northern California. She got called out.
You want my help? Let me help you. If not, go figure it out yourself.
Washington State.
So she lives in Washington State because she lied about the whole California experience.
See, you know why that's important, what I just said, man?
Why?
Now
you see why, well, I see why she's divorced not even 3 years in her marriage. SHIT like that.
When I said your background is a mess, you said, why don't I just not tell him? You are willing to lie to a man to get what you want. You just proved it with me. No, I'm better at it than most men, and I'm dogged about it, and I can smell bullshit. But you are willing to lie to someone to get what you want. And I don't care where you live in Washington State. High-earning women are not receptionists and nail techs. Those are women that live. People only lie or deceive, lie. I don't want to say only. People lie or deceive about things of which they're not proud of. She's not proud of what her position, her financial position, her geography. That's why it's vague. That's why when you come into these, you know what it is. I'm a doctor. The only way people tend to live, I mean, you're not making $40 an hour as a receptionist. Right.
Okay, ma'am. You said earlier that you take care of all the household expenses yourself. If you're not making $40 an hour without some assistance, like, you're lying. By yourself with a kid, you're lying.
So that means in order to take care of a small child, you're having to either get significant child support or some sort of assistance, or you must be living in a hovel somewhere. Either or, you're living paycheck to paycheck without the government or a man supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how she is now.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I do nails on this side.
Right. So is where is
Yeah.
his father? His father is gainfully employed. Your ex-husband, gainfully employed.
hmm
What does he do for a career?
He's a police officer.
How come her ex-husband was a police officer?
Mhm.
Put that over in the bucket right there. That was gonna be my guess. Woo! That was gonna be my. I'll tell you guys why I knew that. I'll tell you guys why I knew that later. Why didn't he have custody of the boy?
Because I do. Oh, he was in the military when we got married, and we moved to his hometown, which was in.
I'll tell you guys why I knew that. I'll tell you guys why I knew that later. Why didn't he have custody of the boy?
Because I do. Oh, he was in the military when we got married, and we moved to his hometown, which was not.
Okay, so before he even, so I haven't really watched this. All right, up to this part, I have no idea what is going to be said. So I paused it before it. I had no idea he was going to pause it, but I had to pause it because now I'm thinking about what she said earlier. Wait, hold on. Okay, if you married, now she said when we got married, he was a military man. So I don't know if he had income at this point. I don't know, but he damn sure wasn't bringing in the amount of money she wants. But it was okay with her. Like she had a humble beginning. It's like, okay, so when did the light switch click? When did the revelation happen that you believe you needed a high earner, top 10% black man? Like when did the light bulb click and you say, you know what, that's what I need? Like when did that happen? Because you have a humble background as far as choosing a mate. You chose somebody who had a humble military man. Okay, nothing rich about that. You know, you're not gonna be breaking back from that. So what happened to you that made you believe, hey, this ain't the life I want? I got a family, I'm married, we have a home, we have a kid. You know, a lot of women would dream of something like that. You have that, and now you don't want that because you believe this fantasy thing is out there. And this is what's dangerous with some of these like things you see on reality TV, housewives, like because somehow she's believing like, hey, the grass is greener, and that would have been okay had she not had the kid. Had she just been married and she was hit with that revelation, like, damn, I'm beautiful as hell, and you can get paid a lot of money for, you know, one, you could get paid a lot of money for being beautiful. Then I can get the man I want being beautiful. All right, let me get rid of this guy. And she did that, I would have no problem with that. Right? But you have a kid involved. So you're going to have this selfish fantasy. Forget what's best for the kid. Now you got this new revelation where your life should go. Like, that's just very selfish. When I start reading these things, you're going to see what she contributed to voluntarily.
And if I wasn't going to be a police officer, I was going to say he was in the military. Now it all starts to make sense. Police officer, military.
Let's see.
Shout out to Erica Williams, who was in the chat room. I didn't see her the other day. But there is an epidemic of pretty young women who end up in these military towns where there's a base, where they can live on base in an extremely...
In Washington State.
I don't care.
And
I
when we got
asked you what.
divorced.
He makes more money than you. Why didn't he have the boy?
Because he wasn't a police officer when we got divorced.
But he is now. And he makes more money than you. And he has benefits. Why doesn't he have the boy?
Because he has 2 other children.
What the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? Why doesn't he have his son? He's the more stable. He has benefits. It would make it.
Well, he don't have his son probably because he don't want him, to be honest.
Easier for you to get what you want.
Now that makes sense. Now that was a light bulb in her head. She's like, you know what? Yeah, I don't gotta lie outright to these men and hide my kid from them. I just go date and find what I want. Now that I would say that makes sense, and I would think that was a light bulb in her head. That moment when he said, "Hey, it'll make it easier if you get. It'll make it easier for you to get what you want." I think when he disclosed that, I think that was a light bulb in her head. Like, you know what? You're right. If I let him take the boy, I can live my best life and I can find my chances of finding that man now increases tenfold. But I suspect the ex-husband don't want nothing to do with the son. Because like Kevin said, he's more fit. At the very least, it should be joint custody. But I don't believe the ex-husband want anything to do with raising that boy really at all. Like maybe he wasn't into, maybe he didn't want children so early. I don't know. But he doesn't seem like, he don't come off, so far what I'm hearing, the ex-husband doesn't come off as a father who wants to be really involved in that boy's life.
Yeah, but I guess I just like being a mother.
No, that's not it. I just like being a mother. No. Everyone, required reading. Go look up a book called
Yeah, and I want to say this. I had this epiphany earlier, and I'm like, you know what? You know, a lot of men were raised in single parent homes, primarily their mom, and they, you know, amount to be heterosexual men. Like, why are there so many non-heterosexual men being raised in these women households today by, you know, the matriarch? Like, and I thought about it. I said, because maybe at the time where single parent moms were raising young boys, non-heterosexual men was taboo, right? It was taboo to be that. So even mom's like, no, hell no. So I'm thinking like now society and the younger mothers are more tolerant to non-heterosexual, you know, lifestyles. So they don't see it as a real big problem if their son or daughter entertains that lifestyle. So they're not gonna resist it. They're not gonna combat it. They're not gonna insist that you be raised this way, which is heterosexual. If you have a, you know, non-heterosexual ways about you, I'm gonna cater to that now. I think that's what's going on in some of these single parent homes ran by women. I think they're just not combating it. Not the first little sign that their boy or girl shows that, hey, I might be into the same sex. They jump on it. Okay. And it might not even be a sign. Oh, my laptop. Where my charger at? That's about die. Come on. God damn, plug in. Are you serious? Because you're seeing a lot of especially boys. Let me deal with boys. You're seeing a lot of boys being raised in single parent homes dominated by the mom. You're seeing a lot of boys become non-heterosexual, like early. And I'm like, you know, I'd be thinking like, what could be some possibilities for that?
Promises I can keep. And there's some extension to that why women choose to be a mother versus being a wife. Something like that. Promises I can keep. Somebody find a link in the one of the moderators put the link in the description. He's a check. You may love being a mother, but you cannot raise a man. You never even saw a man. You obviously don't, hold on, you obviously don't pick well. You have not made the best choices for your life. And you think you're going to be able to help a boy become a man? Promises I Can Keep: Why Poor Women Put Motherhood Before Marriage by Catherine Eaton and Maria Calafas, whatever. And you're the only one leading you. No one else is leading you. Ma'am, this is problematic at best. Boys need their fathers. But as a woman who did not have a father, it doesn't surprise me that you just think guys are just genies. And no disrespect, but I feel like I'm talking to like a teenager at some levels. So I'm gonna tell you, the boy would be better off with his father. I don't know why the man didn't petition for custody of his child. I want to ask a question right here. I need all the women to answer yes or no. Not the men. I need women to answer the question yes or no. I said the boy would be better off with his father. Ladies, do you believe that the boy would be better off with his father? Yes or no?
Although he asked the ladies only, he said no men. I got to answer and say no. Obviously, he said, Kevin Samuels said, I don't know why they father petitioned to have his son. Dude, if you don't know why, that most likely he didn't want to. Okay? That's an easy conclusion that Kevin Samuel like kind of didn't consider. Like he's too much on his agenda right now. Like, dude, that's obvious. He didn't want the boy.
And if it's no, why?
Well, for my reasons.
Again, he's a police officer. He has benefits. He's a former military man. He has benefits. She's a nail tech and a receptionist. He's 10, 11 years older than her. The boy is 6. Would he be better off with his father? And she becomes the non-custodial parent. Yes or no? And if no, why?
No.
Because you can't care for him. You're a nail technician and a receptionist.
At least he wants some, but dad don't even want him.
It will be better for you to give the son over to his father and you pay child support and let him be raised by a man who has a career and benefits. You get yourself together and give yourself the best shot to date.
Yeah, that part true.
I'm gonna let you guys know.
So now she's not considering this, but he's right about that though. Like the lifestyle she wants, the way she thinks she should be going and be headed, her best shot is giving the son to the dad, but the dad doesn't want the son. Okay, I don't believe he's interested. But if she got a mother, she has a sister, she might want to entertain that idea, see if they will be cool with that. Because where she wants to go, and if she as beautiful as Kevin Samuels making her out to be, that means that it's a possibility that she could find that guy. But with that boy, ain't gonna happen. Okay, or the chances are way slimmer.
Type in all caps. The system's gonna time you out. Type like you got sense. High value men with money, you'll be a side chick. They won't have sex with you. They'll tell you things. But ma'am, you are.
He said ain't no typing in all caps. So I guess IBM can't call. He can't chat in his because my man don't know how to do anything but caps. All right, what's going on there? I did not click that.
Bad. And BAP says no. Maybe when he turns 12 or something. I want everybody. I want to bring that up later on.
So he didn't block.
I don't know why you think at 12 years old. Yeah, I need to see who else said that. Investment. Just from a practical standpoint, the fact that you have a child and all these other loose ends, and then you mix in the if the abuse thing is real, which I don't have any reason to doubt, but the deception you've played around here is how you move through the world. Men aren't suckers, man, especially successful ones. Last question about your son. If this is how you think about men, what do you think that's going to do to his view of manhood?
If what is how I think about men?
Well, you've not really said anything positive about us. I mean, you want to lie
Nothing
to us.
positive.
Yeah, it's not come across as a positive situation. I mean, you were married. Do you think you're the best? Do you think he's going to become a better man under you than under his father?
My son?
Yeah, I think so. Because dad don't want
I
to.
think so. I really do. I do.
Something. I want to move this woman to the side. It's not about her in particular. The mindset of women and a world who tells them that just because of your gender and because you carried a child, that you are naturally the best person to raise a child into adulthood.
I'm gonna pause right there. I want to go to Cameron. Cameron and Mace did an interesting show where Mace addressed something. Hold on. Let me go there. Yeah, so I think the point was made with Kevin Samuel. I don't got plenty more of that. Let me okay. Okay. Let me find this real quick. Here we go. All right, but Cameron be the reason why I can't watch the show, because he always end up saying something like pseudo, like, dude, we ain't got time for that, man. Like, we're behind because of our lack of education compared to other nationalities.
Mark Cuban wasn't aware of it because Mark Cuban's doing a million different things. As much as you see him with the Mavericks, you see him on Shark Tank, canning niggas, firing niggas. And then he put a woman out that's fasting during the day.
And he's talking about Kyrie Ramadan.
Right now. I don't know why I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now.
It's not Dolan's.
Yeah, James Dolan.
Oh, Dolan.
It is still Dolan. James Dolan kicked Charles Oakley out the
Go out to Dallas. The organization treats me and speak more about Mark Cuban. He's baller.
Right. And thinking of,
I always told you about Mark Cuban. Y'all haters, like, he racist. I'm like, nah. But again, it's usually people who don't follow people to make a quick judgment. Like, yo, if you follow Mark Cuban, it's okay. Listen, Mark Cuban did a lot of things for black folks, right? Where if he did do something racist, you'll be like, I don't know. You did, because you'd be like, yo, you couldn't be a complete racist. You couldn't be a complete racist by the good you did. Like, the good you did, nobody would do. No racist would do. So if he said something racist, like maybe he was in the moment, I'll be willing to give him a pass for it. It was probably just, a momentary action. This is all hypothetical, by the way. But Mark Cuban does a lot for the black community and black people specifically. Okay, so let's go on.
and think about it. Kyrie is not even making excuses. And I'm not saying because he's with Dallas or he's around our brother Sham or anything else. Kyrie's a great mind. Sometimes people don't always get his vision. It's like, even to me, and I'm not comparing him to this person, just saying in general, a lot of people thought Tupac was crazy till he died.
Yeah.
No, nobody thought he was crazy. People thought he was wild. So Cam with his analogy with Kyrie and Tupac, I think it was a bad one. You know, Kyrie does great work behind the scenes for like black people. Tupac being a vocalist for black people, he did great work as you know, speaking out for black people. I'm gonna call that a work. So Tupac did better work than Kyrie vocally. I'm gonna say Kyrie did better work for black people behind the scenes. So to compare them to this analogy is gonna be horrible. You know, it's gonna be very horrible.
It's like, yo, bro, if you listen to what that man says today, for him to be 25 years old and saying a lot of the things that he said before he died, that was just a mind beyond his time. And I think that Kyrie, I'm not comparing the two because at all, but I'm
it's
just saying.
hard to think you're not, though.
No, what I'm saying is when people have their own opinion or point of view and it doesn't agree with the majority, they
All right, so this is a bad comparison. It's like, dude, Kyrie's point of view was never really expressed. Like, Kyrie never really gave his point of view like that. Kanye West did. Kyrie supported a video that had a point of view that was 100% anti-Semitic. So Kyrie was like, hey, man, check this film out. And the analogy I'm going to give you, just imagine somebody like, I don't want to say Tom Brady because he's like way bigger than Kyrie. Let me give you somebody that's decent in the sport. Let me give you Luka Doncic. So can you imagine Luka Doncic, which is Kyrie's teammate? Can you imagine Luka Doncic tagging "Birth of a Nation" on his Facebook wall? Like, yo, man, this is cool. Yo, there's some deep gems dropped in this video, man. Everything ain't a lie. Like, you'd be like, what? So like that's the equivalence of Kyrie posting that crazy pseudo film that was 100% anti-Semitic. Him doing that is equivalent as Luka Doncic posting "The Birth of a Nation," saying, "Hey man, check this out. This is deep. It got some real knowledge here." So for Cam to make this analogy is to show you how untouched he is in the quote unquote woke state.
try to make you seem crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this thing's crazy. Like, he doesn't think like me. I don't believe in dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Cam is
Hey, so now that's made me cut this thing off. Like, I don't believe in dinosaurs. Like, bro, it's not a belief. And like, some people got a better basis why they don't agree with dinosaurs and they don't agree with the science. I think it's all retarded to me. But Cam reason isn't those reasons. Cameron don't use science at all to base his belief. Cam is just based off just what he thinks makes logical sense. And anybody who pays attention to science, science isn't logical. Okay? Science sometimes appear to defy logic. So for him to say that, like, you see you see the gray area, right? I cut it off. I ain't go past that. I cut it off. Like, dude, dinosaur. I'm trying to hear his logic.
crazy. How the fuck he don't believe in dinosaurs?
UFOs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Cam is wow. And then really get mad at me about it like they seen a dinosaur.
So then,
okay, so you see, there we go, bro. I didn't never see a goddamn atom either, like an actual atom, not it built up and made a gold bar. I'm talking about actual one individual atom. Never seen it. So for him to say, "Hey, I never seen it, so I don't believe in it," it's like, okay, so trees don't fall in the forest. You never heard one fall. Like, come on, dude. Like, his logic for that was just stupid. And at that point, listen, man, you gotta understand one thing about me. Is that I am 100% anti-ignorance and illiteracy and just negligence. Like this dude is purposely being stupid. Okay, he's purposely being like he's comfortable with being stupid. All right, so let me back out of there and go to. I want to go to Mace. So let me see if I can find it. See where it all started from. It all started from this. From the Gilbert Arenas show. All right. The comments about Saucy Santana. Okay, hold on. So what I'm eating right now, I'm eating, are you surprised? Spaghetti, but with a twist. I'm eating spaghetti because I got tired of the sauce. Got tired, like I'm buying, I deviated from my sauce. My sauce is pretty expensive. So I bought the lower quality sauce, and yesterday I ate spaghetti. I just forced it down. I like refuse to waste food. I even had some left over that I ended up eating today. And most of my leftovers are never refrigerated, and I don't reheat anything. You know, definitely not in my. I don't use microwaves at all. So I left the spaghetti out all night, and I finished. I ate the rest of it this morning because again, I don't refrigerate it because even though that's the best thing to do, I don't refrigerate it because then I got to warm it up. I don't warm up anything like that. Okay, so Gilbert. Oh, this was a good one. The child support thing, but I'm gonna get back to that. If I do that one, I gotta do Bandman Kevin. All right, so let me get back to this. Okay. So okay. Now, this was crazy right here. Yo, it just seemed like I gotta show this. It just seems like black people. It seems like we're just violent people, man. When we get together, we are beating the crap out of ourselves and other people. Like they got into it with Marines. But God damn. All right, so let me okay, so Gilbert Arenas. I want to do Saucy Santana. Here we go. So y'all can see where it all can stem from. But I don't want to show it from Gilbert Arenas' account. I want to show it for somebody else. I guess I'll do it. Guess I ain't got a chance. Okay, it's gonna be one of these. I don't know. Which one? I should do from academics, right?
Yo, did y'all see Saucy Santana and Gilbert Arenas? I think we played this before, but look like there's some more developments. And I ain't gonna lie, I believe that I believe Gilbert is smart, and he kind of de-escalated a little bit because them peoples will cancel you, right? So remember when.
So it's important to play this first to get to the Mace comment on this.
Like they were laughing at Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana made a video and said this.
Gilby, we're gonna make this real quick for you since motherfuckers act like they don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know what the fuck was funny when you talking to motherfucking Nick. You laugh.
All right, so it is hard for me to see a man with a beard, mustache, with nails. Like that's very hard for me to look at. So I'm gonna get out of there, and I want to go to how it all happened.
Arenas gets flack for making fun of Nick Young and Saucy Santana's friendship while he was filming College Hill.
The Saucy Santana.
All right, so Nick Young, for whatever strange agenda reason, wanted to promote on Gilbert Arenas' show that he was invited to some type of outing with Blac Chyna or China Black and I don't know if it's Blac Chyna, China Black, and Saucy Santana. So he made it his business to say Saucy Santana, right? So Gilbert Arenas like Saucy Santana. So he YouTubed him. That's why he's laughing right now. He YouTubed him, and he like, oh, that's the guy? Okay.
That's your dog.
So he Googled him, and he YouTubed him. He seen something that got him dying. Like, that's your man?
Hell no, come.
Now look how weird this fool right here is behaving. Like, what was the point of that? Like, if you're down low, just say it. But I hate when like down low men portray to be heterosexual and then they get into a weird position like this right here. Now, if he was like openly down low, Gilbert wouldn't have laughed and clowned him. But he's pretending to be a heterosexual male, and he has this friend named Salty Santana who Gilbert YouTubed and was like, "What?
Oh man, no, not this. This.
Yes, that." So what he's showing is Saucy Santana twerking his BBL.
The rapper. That ain't no rapper. That ain't no rapper. Stop it. No, Nick, come on, dog. That was your roommate?
No, hell. All right, hold on, it's getting good. Hold on. Yeah. What y'all talking? I got me more spaghetti. All right. So it's all going to connect. Now, for me, I said this many times. I personally don't have anything against people who want to date the same sex. It's like, yo, do what you want to do. I don't have a say so in that. I don't believe it's no different than a guy, in my opinion, the guy who's into feet, the girl who's into long beards. You dig? Like, I don't have a say so. I don't care. Like, that's what you do. It's not what I do. That's what you do. I think it's weird, for a guy to be into feet, for a man to be into men. And what? What you want? What do you want? What? What do you want? What do you want? Wait. Plate, you plate. Plate, you plate, you plate, you plate. Plate, you plate. We're bottle, bottle. We're bottle, 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 bottle. We're bottle, 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 bottle. Where's it? Oh, right there. Okay, I'm gonna give you. Okay, so let me say my spaghetti real. Before I continue this, let me do my spaghetti. So this time I made spaghetti. I ain't do it with the cheap sauce. I got it somewhere I didn't want it because I didn't like how it tastes. Because me, I'm ADD, so I'll be all over the place. So let me finish that story. So right now I only eat whole wheat noodles, okay, or something like I'll eat like some others, pasta noodles, like some organic. I don't know what I got. Quinoa noodles. I'll taste these other noodles, the other weird. I'll taste those too. Anything but refined white noodles, I don't eat. Okay, not in my spaghetti. I will eat refined white noodles if you make tuna fish salad or salmon salad. Same thing. We got salmon. If you did that, I will eat the white noodles. I don't have a problem. I think the white noodles are a perfect blend in that dish over whole wheat noodles because whole wheat noodles bring a certain taste. The white noodles don't. So sometimes you need not to bring a taste because the tuna fish salad itself is good without the noodles. The noodles just it separates everything, add a little back. So every bite ain't just tuna fish. So, and if you put eggs in there, whatever. So I don't condemn white noodles, pasta noodles all the way. Also, if you're making a what's the veggie noodles things? Like there's a place for the white noodles where they don't taste so bad. It actually complements the dish. But my spaghetti, like mostly everything I eat is like whole wheat, brown, everything, brown rice. I don't eat white rice. Again, I'm not against it. Okay, if you gave me egg foo young with white rice and I'm hungry enough, normally I won't touch it. But if I'm hungry enough, I will put it in to spread out my meal to get full. My goal is to get full. So I will put it in there. I won't never say I won't eat it. Now, white spaghetti noodles, I'm not interested at all. Zero. But other fashions of white pasta in like different styles, you might see me eat it depending on the dish, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so right now I'm serving spaghetti, whole wheat spaghetti with olive oil to lubricate it. I put some butter, like actually marred butter, like the butter stick, the butter in there. Plus, I got spicy. What's this? The meat is spicy thigh chili tuna fish. That's the meat that's inside the spaghetti. So no sauce, and that spicy thigh chili tuna fish. That gives it the sauce. I'm glad I didn't use sauce with this because I will never taste it. That gives the sauce to the noodles. It is, oh my God, so good. I'm about to make a whole nother pot. All right, so let me just catch you up real fast. So Gilbert Arenas, just Google Salty Santana. He's dying, and now he's clowning Nick Young, saying, hey, is that your roommate? All right, so I caught you up. Let's go.
That was your Is that why you got the Tic Tacs now? That was your rule. Oh, come on, dog.
Becky done turned the bitch up.
All right, so Nick Young is definitely not. He's behaving uncomfortably.
Come on. This the one. Oh my God. Come on. This was your.
Subscribe and get in the comments and let me know if you think Gilbert Arenas was wrong.
Dude, nobody's subscribing to your bullshit, bro. Like, media ain't for you.
Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana. That's my dog.
Saucy Santana. Who's that?
See, for no reason, like he's promoting. So that's my dog. Like for no reason, on Gilbert Arenas' show, he just promoting Saucy Santana for no reason. It wasn't about him. Nothing he said reminded you of him. He just like for no reason started shouting this guy out.
It's that rapper. He's a rapper. He's Carisha friend, the City Girls home.
Saucy Santana.
Yeah. Don't look it up because you're gonna say something funny. Don't look it up.
They said don't look it up. After you shouted him out for no reason. I'm sorry. I'm a hypocrite. I hate when guys eat and talk and I'm doing it, but I'm starving. It's my first meal. All I had all today, I drank tea early this morning. I drank tea because I didn't have my coffee. I ate a little bit of noodles I had left over from yesterday. It wasn't a lot left over. I ate that. That helped me down a little bit. Then I drank coffee again about 2 hours ago. So this is my first real meal. Okay, so I'm starving. And you see what time it is.
My dog. Don't look it up.
Any later, I would have got a headache.
Few moments later.
Headache.
That's your dog. Hell no. Come on, man. No. Not this. This.
The rapper.
That ain't no rapper. That ain't no rapper. Stop it. No, Nick, come on, dog. That was your roommate?
Nah, hell.
That was your. Is that why you got the Tic Tacs now? That was your rule. Oh, come on, dog.
Saucy Santana. That's my
But
dog.
he wants more.
Saucy Santana. Who's that?
It's that rapper. He's a rapper. He's
Okay, more. Okay, let me do more. Look, he want more of this. Wait, I gotta do more. Okay. I gotta make it in the pot. So the kid loves it. Yeah, y'all might don't like it, but the kid loves it. Okay, so there was a little bit more said with the Gilbert Arenas thing. Anyway, let me go ahead and make this new batch of food and I'll be on a little later because he's about to start wilding. Because I ain't gonna lie, I ate most of it. I thought he don't really like to eat all my stuff like that. But now all of a sudden he want more. So let me